This video will take you through the steps of refinishing a Terrazzo floor chemical-free with your TomCat EDGE HD series machine. First, assemble all the items at the site where you are working. You will need an EDGE HD outfitted with 7 large plate weights and a solution tank, 30, 50, and 100 grit vacuum brazed metal diamonds, a set of 50 through 3000 grit resin diamonds that are broken in, a wet vac with a good working squeegee tool or auto scrubber, a 3000 and 6000 grit blue diamond pad, at least 10 thin white driver pads, and an easy applicator or other mop with extra mop heads. It may be easier and faster for you to place or mount your diamonds on the white driver pad prior to starting the process, dedicating one pad for each grit. There are 4 bars for each grit to complete a set. Place 2 along the long sides as shown in this photo. Place the black side pointing toward the center of the pad. This will make removal of the diamonds easier while preserving the Velcro. Most Terrazzo has some sort of finish on it. If this is the case with the floor you're working on, you must use the vacuum brazed diamonds to remove any finish. The resin diamonds will not cut through the finish. If your surface is free of finish, you can go straight to using the 50 grit resin diamonds. TomCat recommends unplugging the motor before placing the diamonds on the grip face. Remove the blue or red spacer pad from the grip face, pulling the pad diagonally. Next, place the white driver pad with the 30 grit vacuum brazed diamonds onto the grip face as shown here, making sure to center the pad on the grip face. Now that you're ready, add water to the surface and begin using the 30 grit diamonds on the surface. You will need to make a minimum of 4 passes. A pass is defined as going north and south in the same path and east and west in the same path. Switch directions between each path to ensure uniform preparation. Due to the variations in the amount of finish you're attempting to remove, square footage per hour will greatly vary. If you're removing finish, expect a very thick and heavy slurry to develop quickly. This is normal. The farther into the process, the less amount of slurry will be produced. Use a wet vac or auto scrubber to remove the slurry before moving to the next grit. This Terrazzo is more than 70 years old and the finish has been on for several years. This photo is of the surface and finish after using the 30 grit vacuum brazed diamonds for a total of 5 passes. Note the gaps and swirls produced. This too is normal and should be expected. Following the same procedure, remove the 30 grit diamonds and replace with the 50 grit. Make a minimum of 4 total passes, 2 in each direction, with the 50 and then the 100 grit diamonds. Once you've completed the work with the 100 grit vacuum brazed diamonds, the surface should be nearly or completely finish free. This photo shows the surface free of any finish and ready for the resin diamonds. Place the 50 grit resin diamonds on the grip face, making 3 passes. Wet vac or run the auto scrubber after using each grit of resin diamonds. Try to maintain an approximate pace of 1 foot per second with the resin diamonds to ensure maximum efficiency. Move to the 100 grit diamonds, making 4 total passes. The extra passes will allow for removal of scratches from the 50 grit diamonds. For the 200 through 3000 grit diamonds, you will only need to make 2 passes with each grit. Make certain to remove all slurry between each grit. You should see less slurry with each grit as the diamonds remove less and less with each pass and instead begin the process of smoothing the surface. When you've completed the 3000 grit diamonds, it is time to move on the 3000 grit blue diamond pad. Place the pad directly on the machine with the red dots facing away from the machine or down. These pads should be run completely dry. Please remember that no driver pad is needed for the use with these blue diamond pads. Make 3 passes with each of the blue diamond pads. The floor will become noticeably shinier with each pass. You will not need to remove any residue between the grits when using the diamond pads. The shine may or may not be obvious looking straight down onto the surface. From an angle, you will be able to see a noticeable shine. The job is done. As you can see from the results, the chemical-free process is a very viable option and one that works.